This is the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
From 98.1 CHFI Studios in Toronto, Canada.
Hey Toronto, this is Ed Sheeran.
This is Kelly Clarkson.
Hi, this is Bryan Adams.
This is Adele.
This is Madonna.
It's Michael Bublé, and you're listening to the Pooja and Gurdeep Show. It's fun. They're amazing.
The Pooja and Gurdeep Show presents.
You're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong when it comes to walking on icy patches. I almost took a fall yesterday because, you know, everything that's left on the ground, it's just frozen over. So it's really slippery.
So dangerous.
Yeah. Have you noticed walking Coffee the Pooch that you've come across some icy patches?
Thankfully, my area is heavily salted, which is
nice.
a separate problem with dog paws, but better that than super slippery. So no, I haven't. But
so if you are coming across any of those icy patches and you're thinking about, like, how do I make sure I don't fall? And, you know, the older I get, the harder it is for me to find the balance. You know, it's not that straightforward.
Do you mean like your literal balance, like staying on your feet?
We like, you know, using my core to make sure.
Aren't you working out now? Come on.
No, sometimes I just, you know, I'll be like, oh, and I get a little, you know, off kilter. It happens sometimes.
So there's a correct way to like
what would you do? Let's say you're going down a driveway, okay? It's on an incline and it's like completely frozen over. What is the tactic? What do you do?
I would park my ego. I would sit down on my butt, throw my hands up in the air and just go, wee, and I'd slide down.
Just wave them like you don't care.
Because I've had a horrible wipeout, like Joe Pesci Home Alone wipeout on my parents' driveway before. So now if I know there's ice, I'm not going to try because you look stupid either way. If you're trying to do the shimmy slide step and stay up, you look like I would just embrace it. Embrace my inner child, sit down and slide right down that driveway.
Okay, according to experts, and I did look this up because I almost slipped yesterday.
According to walking on ice experts?
Yes.
Okay.
They exist. Mm-hmm. You need to walk like a penguin.
Like waddle?
Pretty much. Okay, so I'm gonna take you through the steps just so you know exactly what to do, okay?
I feel like you're teaching me a dance move. Okay.
You're gonna keep your knees slightly bent so you're sort of in an active position just in case. You're ready to react.
I'm getting up to do this, by the way.
Yeah. Can you do that? Perfect. Yeah. You're gonna point your feet slightly outward.
Oh, okay. They're already doing that. Weird.
And then your arms by your side to balance you, okay? And then as you're walking, you're gonna walk with a flat foot or like a shuffle, almost like a shuffle step.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So my feet aren't really coming off the ground too much.
And you can see as you're doing that, you look like a penguin. You look like a penguin right now. Yeah. So you're walking slowly. Slow is a big part of it. Shuffling is a big part of it. And then you might want to be forward a little bit so your center of gravity is you're tipped forward just a little bit to help you out a little.
I still think this looks dumber than getting on your butt and sliding down. Also, if I'm going to like waddle like a penguin, I need Morgan Freeman narrating it. If I'm going to be marching like a penguin.
Like a penguin.
Yeah.
You know, you said you were parking your ego. So if you're going to walk like a penguin, pass it on. This is the way to do it. It's going to keep you stable. It's going to slow you down, which is the big part. Because if you have momentum, you're more likely to have a bigger fall. Whereas if you're just going slow, little shuffles, your feet are outward, you kind of look like a penguin going back and forth. It creates friction and gravity. These are all good things.
I tell you what, it sounds like you haven't tried it yet, but why don't you try it first? Record it on I know you have one of those driveway cams.
Yeah.
Record it on your driveway cam when your driveway's icy. And let us know how it goes.
Okay.
Before we adopt it as a show.
Sure. And then you do the one where you get on your butt and you go, woo!
Who did it better?
Yeah.
From CHFI Studios,
It's the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
Chances are you or someone you know is under the weather right now. Every time I talk to someone, they're like, I know, I'm feeling it. It's a cold, it's the flu, it's, you know, whatever it might be. And there's something we never talk about. There's something we never talk about when we're sick. And I think it's time that we raise awareness about this.
Oh, okay. And I will agree with you. January, February are the worst.
They are the worst. It's cold and flu season.
January is just such a long month.
Yep. We never talk about when your nose whistles.
Like my nose specifically?
Sometimes your nose whistles, sometimes
my
my nose
whistle.
You know when it happens, it's like you're just breathing and then you hear a whistle and you realize it's you.
Right.
And it's one of those things where I don't know how to stop it. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I've tried like blowing my nose and then there's still the whistle there. And then I'm like, am I the only one who hears the whistle? Does anybody else hear the whistle?
Because it's so loud inside your own head. I just assume, because yes, I have had that on occasion, but I just assume no one else can hear it.
No, I can
hear it.
hear
It's like my internal thoughts.
Oh no, sometimes like you and I will be working beside one another and then like we're both on our computers and you hear the tap tap of the computer and then you hear.
How do you know I'm not just whistling?
No, that's your nose. And I do it too.
Okay.
But it's like, is it one of those things where, sometimes my stomach will growl on this show and I'll be like, that was my stomach. Like I want to
that I hear.
Yeah. And people will like let everybody know that's what's going on. Do we need to start in cold and flu season, letting people know, like, that's my nose, it's whistling.
I think you got to call it out. I think you got, especially, look, you and I are close enough that if we're sitting beside each other working, you could be like, hey, listen, your nose is whistling. It's super annoying. It's very distracting. Can you please go do something about that?
Or like at least play me a song.
I would appreciate it. It's the equivalent of play you a song. Oh my gosh, I'm not that talented.
Can you do it rhythmically? Come on, if you're going to do it.
Now that is a skill set. That is what I want to see on one of those talent shows. I feel like this is like if you had spinach in your teeth,
yes.
I would tell you had spinach in your teeth.
If your fly was down, I would tell you.
Thank you.
If your nose is whistling, I'm not sure. But I mean, I can if you're giving me permission.
But I think all parties are aware of that. The nose whistler is aware that his or her nose is whistling.
Really?
You don't. Yeah, of course.
You didn't know? I'm telling you for the first time.
All right. You know what? Next time, call it out. We got to get a handle on nose whistling.
Okay. I'm glad I brought awareness to this.
The Pooja and Gurdeep Podcast.
From 98.1 CHFI.
And now, another Pooja Masterclass from TikTok University.
Oh, yes. I go to TikTok University so you don't have to. And basically what that means is I just scroll on TikTok and find things. And then I pass it on to you. And I don't know if any of it is legitimate. I don't know. I'm just exploring and trying things out. And I came across this Fountain of Youth serum. I don't know if you've heard about this, but they say that it's better than Botox and that, you can do this at home. It's DIY. You can make this serum yourself and it's fantastic. And, I've seen enough of it that I was like, okay, maybe I'll do this. So I actually bought all the ingredients, didn't have the time to put it together. I kept saying I would. I told my sister about it and she actually did it. She put it all together into a bottle. And just so you know what it needs, it's castor oil, jojoba oil, and frankincense. Okay.
You can buy frankincense?
Yes,
What
you
is
can.
it? Is it a essential oil?
So some of these oils are, it's not an essential oil. Like these are oils that people have been using for beauty for like years and years in different cultures for centuries. But castor oil can be very thick. So the jojoba oil kind of thins it out a bit. And the frankincense can be sensitive on skin. So you just want a little bit of that. It's really just, half the bottle is castor oil, half the bottle is jojoba oil. And then you do like 5 to 10 drops of the frankincense, depending on the sensitivity of your skin. Okay? You put this together, shake it up. You wear it morning and night. And apparently the
morning and
wrinkles,
night? You're wearing oil in the morning too?
Yes, under your makeup maybe.
Okay. So
kind of,
it's not super thick. Or are you putting less on in the morning?
you're just putting it under your makeup and everything goes on smoothly,
Okay.
almost like a primer,
Okay.
if you will. I will say that my sister did this. She was over during the holidays and she left her bottle.
Uh-oh.
And she was like, oh, I left my bottle. I was like, oh, so guess who started using it? Me.
I was like, Paul.
I mean, if it works, I'm going to get Paul to start using it too.
So how long have you been using it for?
So it's only been a week.
Okay.
And I haven't been doing it morning and night. I've
Okay.
just been doing it at night. And this is what it claims to do. It stimulates elastin and collagen. It's supposed to improve circulation. It helps with dark circles, hyperpigmentation, fine lines. It's rich in vitamin E. So it's, smooths out your skin tone. It reduces inflammation, reduces pores. The list goes on and on. It's supposed to make me look like I'm 20.
Okay.
Basically. And I don't even know. Like, I'm somebody who really loves laugh lines. I love crow's feet. Like, I think those are all part
So
of
why are you using it then?
aging gracefully, and I love it. But I just want to know. I still want to know if there's a way to like preserve whatever's going on.
Did you take before pictures so that you can see the difference?
I did not.
Oh.
But like, why don't we like right now, for instance? Okay, I'm going to just frown for you, producer staff.
Okay.
Okay. Do you see like some major lines on my forehead? Do you?
Well, yeah, you're really squishing your forehead though. So I don't know why.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And then the thing is, like, when I let go of squishing my eyebrows together,
Yeah.
right, and then squinting, now is it all gone? Is it smooth like butter?
Yeah, but isn't that what usually happens? What just happened right now?
No, sometimes those indents stay, right? Because you've got like, those lines, they're
Yeah.
there, right? I don't know if it works. I'm not going to claim.
Just don't make that face again. Obviously, if you're squishing your face that hard, you're going to have wrinkles.
But I can still squish my face. And then afterwards.
Is it supposed to paralyze your face?
I don't know. I don't know what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to smooth everything out. So this is what I'm going to do. This is my promise to you because I don't actually know if this works. I'm going to keep doing it. Okay. Because I stole the bottle from
Not the squishing your forehead.
No, not that part.
Okay.
I'm going to keep using the serum
Okay, thank
because
you.
I'm not giving it back to my sister. She can make a new one. And then I'm going to let you know at the end of the month
Okay.
if there has been a significant change.
But also take pictures. You have to take pictures.
I do?
Well, how are you going to know if
I'm just going to ask you. Every time I see you, I'm just going to
not going to
squint.
remember.
Every time
I
see you,
don't want you to do that.
I'm going to
anymore.
make the face. I'm going to, have my eyebrows scrunched together, and I'm be like,
"Pooja,
"Is
what's
it
wrong?"
working? Is it working?" Okay, again, castor oil, jojoba oil, and frankincense. Just look this up if you're going to do anything on TikTok. Look up the Fountain of Youth
and
serum.
some Frank's Red Hot Sauce.
And don't do that. I don't recommend you do that.
From CHFI Studios,
It's the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
So there's a new study out that explains why drinking alcohol, even in moderation, gets worse as you age. And I don't know about you, but like that one glass of wine with dinner, can't do it anymore.
Also gets worse the more you have. One,
That's
two,
true.
3, 4. Not
That's
good.
true. But I can't even have one anymore without it having some sort of effect physically. And I guess the reason, according to the study, is as we age, our bodies deteriorate and then we can no longer process it the way that we used to. And it's not even just that, oh, well, I'm older, I can't handle my alcohol. It's not even that, because you can just have one. It's that now you're just at a higher risk of everything when it comes to disease. And adding alcohol to the mix makes all of that worse.
The recovery time is just so brutal the older you get. Like if you graph it, it's like an inverse relation. The older you get, the longer the recovery time. And for context, for people who don't know you, you're saying you can't even handle one anymore without feeling the ramifications. This is coming from someone who you used to be able to put them away.
Yes.
Hope you don't mind me sharing that. But when you and I first started working together in our late 20s, like...
And we partied.
You could put them away.
I used to drink whiskey, on the rocks, and I didn't just have one back then. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But no, I can't do any of that anymore. You were just on a boys' trip, where 2 of your friends turned 40. I imagine you were indulging a little bit.
Yeah, so it was a good balance of, it wasn't just like a party trip. Like there was adventure stuff, nature stuff. There was like, getting jet skis, all that stuff. But there was one big party night.
Okay.
We went in on one big party night, and this was, I know because it was the one night, it was Friday, January 10th. So 2 Fridays ago.
Okay.
I just started to feel like myself again this week. I'm not kidding.
2
People
weeks.
are like, oh, it takes like a day, it takes a couple of days. It takes a week and a half
Yes.
if you have a big party night at this age. Like I'm just starting to be like, okay, like,
Yes, I think like as we are aging, we are starting to feel I feel my age all the time. Like sometimes, whether I'm going upstairs or downstairs, like I look for the railing. I look for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like I want to hold on to the railing.
Do you make a sound when you get up and sit down?
Oh, sometimes.
Yep.
Sometimes the sounds,
Yeah,
that's definitely happening. Yeah. If I'm like in the chip aisle in the grocery store, I'm not getting all the stuff that's high sodium. I'm like looking for like the stuff that has the least amount of flavor.
You become a healthy chip person.
Yes.
Don't do it,
It's
man.
baked.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
air popped.
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. I'm just feeling my age. Kids' toys, don't get me started on kids' toys. They are so complex now. You have to actually read the manual.
Oh,
and
that's no
everything
fun.
comes with batteries, and you got to put it together, and it's a whole thing.
Where are you buying your toys? IKEA?
I don't know. The point is that I always feel my age all the time with everything that I do. Forget drinking, anything I do.
100%. I've been feeling that for a while. Waking up at 3 in the morning is also something that's going to make you feel your age every day. And if you're up right now listening, you're probably you're up pretty early as well. So you probably feel your age. We want to know, what did you do to make you feel your age? Was there one specific thing where you realized like, holy crap, I'm middle-aged? We want to know about it. 416-872-CHFI.
I just remembered I did something with my kid. He had a stuffy. Bodhi had a stuffy, and he dropped it on the floor. Instead of bending down to pick it up, I used my foot and I kicked it up in the air and caught it because I didn't want to
There's no way
bend down.
that's true. You're
I
not
swear.
coordinated. Do you believe for a second that Pooja went all Pele and kicked it up with her foot to her
If she
head?
didn't want to bend, I think she fluked, and it worked.
Yeah, it took a couple of tries, but
I
I
want to
did
see
it.
this done again.
The Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
This is the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
Did you do something that all of a sudden made you feel your age? Pooja, you realize while I was gone that you cannot handle your booze?
Yeah, just one drink, like just that one glass of wine with dinner. Not anymore. No, the way it impacts me, it takes me so long to recover. You went on a boys' trip where you're celebrating 40th birthdays. You had one night of partying.
One big party night, and took about a week and a half to recover. Like this was 2 Fridays ago, and I'm telling you, like yesterday morning I woke up and I'm like, okay, I think I'm me again.
Maybe.
It took that long to shake out the cobwebs.
Yeah. And it could be anything. It could be reaching for something that, you pull something, whatever it is, and you feel your age. We want to know what that is for you. What did you do to make you feel your age? Let's go to Jim in Scarborough.
Well, there's lots of things that make me feel my age. But the most recent ones would be trying to play at the playground with my granddaughters.
Oh, yeah.
Even just going on the swing and push me, Grandpa. It's like, I have to sit down.
Like, push yourself.
Against that one, kick your legs, lean back. Grandpa's tired.
Get some momentum going for yourself, kid. I feel you, Jim.
Right.
So it doesn't get any better, is what you're telling Pooja and I.
No, it doesn't, and I'm north of 60, so...
Okay.
Okay. Well, now we know.
Good times. Thanks, Jim.
Have a great day.
You do. What'd you do that make you feel your age? Stevenson from Bowmanville texting in saying, I was looking after my kid and she took off on me and I couldn't catch her.
Oh, no.
So I had to just yell at her to stop. That's when I knew my age had caught up to me. Could not catch his daughter.
Those kids are fast, man. They are fast.
That's how I felt when Coffee was a puppy.
Yes. C and Bodie do it to me all the time. They're like, chase me.
You can't catch them?
They're like, it gets pretty
Aren't
close
they barely
sometimes.
coordinated?
They're fast. They learn, and they have so much energy, it feels like. We want to know, what did you do to make you feel your age? Let's go to Simran in Mississauga. What was it for you?
I'm not old. I don't think I am, but I'm also not in my 20s. It's when it gets cold. My back hurts. My knees hurt. And I don't like that.
When it gets cold, everything hurts.
Yes, and that was never like that when I was in my 20s. I was like, winter, yeah, let's go skiing. Let's go outside. Now I'm like, nuh-uh. I need a heat pad. I need something to warm my back up. Yeah.
Producer Steph and I were talking about this, Simran. We were saying when we were younger, remember when you used to go clubbing and you had like open-toe shoes and you didn't care that you were bare-legged?
Totes.
And now
no
all
jacket
of a sudden,
either.
and no jacket.
Yeah.
And now it's like you can't handle the cold at all.
No, I remember standing in line. I'm like, yeah, we just stand in line all day. Not anymore.
Yeah.
Also, we were totally all dressed the same at the club, guys. Simran, you must be feeling the pain this morning at minus 26.
Yes, I'm shivering. I just got in and I'm cold.
Go get the heating pad. Thanks for the call, Simran.
Bye, guys.
From CHFI Studios,
It's the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
Okay, this is a good one. This might warm you up when it's minus 25. It's National Hot Sauce Day.
Oh, you must love this day.
Less so than when I was in my 20s.
Really?
Well, listen, I grew up with spice. My late Aunt Abby would leave the house famously with like green chilies in her purse anytime we'd go out anywhere. And she would low key, because she'd always feed me when I was a kid. When my mom wasn't looking, she'd be like, try this.
Oh,
And
my goodness.
I'd take like little nibbles of green chilies. That's how I got the taste for spice. And then throughout my teens, 20s, even my early 30s, you go out for chicken wings. I'm like, give me your most obnoxiously hot wings. Some of the ones you didn't have to sign a waiver for.
Come on.
Because they're so hot. I'd always be like, it was like a flex. It was like, I can handle your hottest thing. Let's go. Let's go toe-to-toe with spice. Cannot do that anymore.
Why? Like, what's changed?
Age, heartburn, acid reflux, many things. No, it's now I'm going out for wings. I'm like, I'll take like medium with some honey garlic.
Wow.
That's pretty much what I'm taking.
So you asked the question, are you a 9 out of 10 Chili's person or are you a 2 out of 10? Like, where do you fall on the scale?
I was a 10 out of 10.
Right.
And now I'm probably like a 6 out of 10. I still like a little heat. I just don't want to be feeling it the next day or hours after the meal.
Sorry, I just pictured that as something you write on your dating profile. I used to be a 10 out of 10. Now I'm a 6 out of 10.
Well, that might...
I don't like as much heat as I used to.
There might also be a hint of truth in that as well. Why do all roads lead back to dating with you?
I don't know. I'm sorry. It just does. Okay.
Is your heart rate going?
It is actually. It is right now. I'm 129 beats per minute.
I actually don't know this about you. I don't think you're really a spice person, are you? You're
no,
not.
I'm Indian. I have my Indian card, I think, but it's going to be revoked once I reveal that I'm about like a 3 or 4 on the spice level. I don't like a lot of spice.
3 or 4?
Yeah. I like a little bit of heat, but I don't want it to overpower flavor. When it's just like spicy and you can't taste anything anymore, that's not fun for me.
I will say, and I'm wondering if you guys have a favorite hot sauce, drop us a text at 981-981. My favorite hot sauce of all time, and to the point where I will pack my carry-on with several bottles of this when I go to Barbados. There's a Bajan hot sauce. If anyone's been to Barbados, you know what I'm talking about. It's a Bajan pepper sauce. It's yellow. It's mustard is the main flavor of it. You can use it as a marinade. Like any good restaurant in Barbados worth its salt on the table will have this there along with salt and pepper. You can use it as a marinade for meats. The fish is popular there. It goes on all fish.
Oh, yeah.
I use it I bring back bottles for my brother, my family.
Because you're purchasing them, not because you're swiping them off
No.
the tables.
You can buy. They're known for this Bayesian pepper sauce. I'll buy as many bottles as I can fit. Like I'll light pack when I go to Barbados, so I can fill up my carry-on with several bottles.
Wow. And I was never gifted one of these.
Well, maybe when you invite me over, I'll bring you a bottle of pepper sauce. How's that?
Yeah, maybe when I up the spice level. How about that?
You can't handle it.
The Pooja and Gurdeep Podcast.
From 98.1 CHFI.
Okay, so I was sending an important email over the weekend, and it was one of those emails where I had to look over it a few times. It was a professional email I was sending, and I wanted to get it out so that this person saw it first thing Monday morning. And I took some time away from the kids, and I went upstairs to go compose this email. And I had read it through a few times just to make sure that, no spelling mistakes, grammatically sound, all of the good things. And as I just finished composing it and looked it over once, my husband came in the room, and I was holding the phone, and I just put the phone down while he came in the room, and he started to ask me why I was hiding upstairs. And I'm like, hiding? I'm not hiding. I told you I have some emails that I need to send, so I'm just doing that right now.
Had you been there a while? Is that why?
I guess so.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you didn't hear me? And he's like, no, I heard you, but I didn't know you were going to do it right now. And he's like, can it wait till after the kids are done lunch? And I'm like, no, actually, the reason why I'm doing it now is because they're having lunch.
Right.
They're busy having lunch.
Right.
This is the perfect time. You watch them while they have lunch. This is the perfect time for me to come upstairs.
And he's like, no, this is when I need your help.
Yeah. And he was like, oh, okay. So this one of these conversations / arguments, I don't know, that you have with your partner. It happens all the time. Anyway, he leaves the room. I go back to my email, and I'm about to hit send because I've looked this over a few times now.
And now you're like, I got to go downstairs because I got to be there when they're having lunch.
Apparently, this is not the time to be sending emails. I'm hiding upstairs. And I look at my email, and at the bottom of after I say, best Pooja, underneath it says, so you going to hide upstairs? Hide? I'm not hiding. I told you I had some emails. And it had dictated our entire conversation.
No.
I guess I hit the microphone button. Which I didn't even know was there when
on email?
On email. And it must be a new feature of my Hotmail. I'm not sure. But
Hotmail doesn't have that feature.
Maybe the problem is it's because it's Hotmail. I don't know. But I hit the microphone button and it picked up our entire conversation. Wow. And I'm sending a professional email and I sign it, Pooja, and then it proceeds to go into an argument with my husband.
But this person wouldn't have known this.
No.
It was just rambling. Hiding? Why are you hiding?
Yeah,
I'm not hiding.
Did you hear me?
The kids are having lunch.
Yeah, just nonsense. So luckily I erased all of it. Oh. Then I hit send and I just thought to myself, oh my gosh, what a disaster this would have been.
No, that would have been hilarious.
That I the first email Monday morning, this person was going to see this. And I think people have been there, right? Where you're about to hit send on something and then you're like, oh, thank goodness I didn't. Or you actually did hit send. And you're like, oh, I shouldn't have done that because it went to the wrong person or you said the wrong thing.
I did it once and it wasn't that bad, but it was in the moment. So I was just writing I love you back to my husband at the time and I sent it to my boss.
Oh no!
But so good thing I had a great relationship with my boss. I've known him forever. And I went back, I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, that wasn't for you. I'm like, that was for my husband. And he wrote back laughing. He's like, don't worry about it.
You're like, I like you.
Yeah.
I don't love you.
All these little hearts and emojis.
Oh, no.
From CHFI Studios,
It's the Pooja and Gurdeep Podcast.
You may have seen this happen with Coors Light. They actually came out with an ad, and they had a full-page ad in the New York Times. This was at Times Square, also here at Sankofa Square, formerly Yonge Dundas Square. This huge billboard, basically in the lead up to the Super Bowl, promoting their beer, and they had a huge spelling mistake on it. Instead of it saying Mountain Cold Refreshment, it said Mountain Cold Refreshment. Refreshment.
What's a refreshment?
Well, it's not the same as a refreshment. It's a refreshment. And of course, people had something to say about it. It went viral. A couple people writing, hey, I did the same thing, but on my Christmas card.
They put refreshment on their Christmas card?
Yeah, I guess so. Come by for the refreshments. Someone else wrote, still drunk from the weekend? It happens. A lot of people making fun, obviously. You think about how many people probably looked at this billboard ad before it went to print and didn't catch it.
Not one?
Is there no spell check? At that level?
It was just one person dealing with this.
I guess.
Wow.
And mountain cold refreshment kind of rolls off the tongue a little bit. Anyway, they came out with their excuse. They finally responded to this. So this is what the Coors company is saying happened. They said in a statement, they said, we had a case of the Mondays.
What?
We had a case of the
I
Mondays.
thought they would have just said we did it on purpose to catch your attention.
No, we had a case of the Mondays. And they say Coors Light wants to thank everyone for letting us know about the errors. Mondays, am I right?
So can we use this now?
I don't know.
Can we just, if something happens, we'll be like, sorry, it's Monday.
Like, I'm just thinking about the amount of money that was spent. I was thinking about all the people this went through. Like, this is a lot. And to chalk it up to a case of the Mondays? And look, if they can do it,
I'm going to try this.
We can do it.
We'll see what happens today. And if we get in trouble, be like, hey, it's Monday.
Anything that is not going your way today, anything you need an excuse for, just blame it on Monday.
You got to say, am I right at the end, though?
Yeah, Mondays. Am I right?
Thanks for listening to the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
Listen to Pooja and Gurdeep live weekday mornings from 5 to 9.
Only on 98.1 CHFI.
Toronto's perfect music mix.